All right. Hello. All right, this is Rorree, and I am doing a reading today for a young lady who wants some. Let me turn this down a little bit. I was just meditating and kind of getting into state. So anyway, I am doing a reading and healing on a young lady, and um, she is ready now to have some information revealed about her relationship. She's been in a relationship for 10 months. So she's almost made it to a year. I always recommend when you're in a relationship that you should see how you all fare for a year, so you can see how you and your partner work out for all 4 seasons. So you want to just see how they are, because we're all different. We change every season. We can be a little different. I know for me, some seasons I like one thing, some seasons I like the other. And so it's really a good idea to see how you and your mate fare through all the seasons, to see, do I really like this person? And are we really connected? Sometimes a person can come into your life and they could be a soulmate, but they're in your life so that you can learn some lessons, not necessarily so that they would be your life partner. Sometimes they're there so that they could be your life partner, but friend life partner, not necessarily they're gonna be your mate. So anyway, so it's good to go through all the seasons. So she's almost finished with going through all the seasons with this gentleman, and she just wants to get a reading and a healing on the space and see what's going on. So I'm going to get started. So what I did before I turned on the camera, I pulled some cards. As you know, I don't usually do cards, but I like oracle cards. So I have started to use a particular deck that I want to learn, because and then I also have some other cards by Esther Hicks, because I learned a lot from Esther Hicks. I used to go to her events when I lived in Dallas. She would have them regularly in Dallas, and she and her husband would be there. He's since passed. But anyway, her events were really good. I really related to her. I connected with her, and I learned so much from her different books about what's going on here in life. So anyway, the first card that I picked for the session, I wanted an overall card for the session, and I'm gonna lean this down a little bit so that I'm not seeing so much wall. Did I even move it? Anyway, so this is the first card I picked for her. And the way I did the cards, I kind of used jumper cards. I didn't pull the cards. I used cards that jumped out of the deck. So for this deck, this card is the law of attraction. The most powerful universal law is my friend. That's the affirmation, the law of attraction. The most powerful universal law is my friend. So repeat after me. Especially you who this reading is for. The law of attraction, the most powerful universal law is my friend. And now let me read what the card says. You create with your every thought. By the universal law of attraction, that which is like unto itself is drawn. You are attracting the essence of whatever you are giving your attention to, wanted or unwanted. Okay, that's wanted or unwanted. Give me 1 second. I need to jot down something. Okie dokie. So and that is so true. You draw into yourself what you focus on, and you also can draw into yourself who you are. But I don't feel like this session is about that. I feel like this session is really going to be about what you focus on, you bring to life, you know? So, anyway, let's see how that factors into this reading today. So, first, I'm going to look at you and I'm going to look at him before I get into the 4 cards that I pulled for the session. All right. So let me just take a look. And one thing, while you're watching this, I might pause for a little bit to see things or whatever. And if I do pause, you can speed it up and kind of like fast forward through that. Like you can change the speed on the setting so that you can kind of move through it, because I might move slowly and methodically. Okay, so please forgive me if that bores you, but that's how I work. All right, I take my time and I finish when I'm finished, or when spirit tells me I'm finished. Okay, all right, I'm gonna light a little bit of sage because it went out. All right. Okay. Okay, so I see you vibrating at a bluish color, kind of like a pretty blue, like kind of like this color blue, like a, I don't know, deep aqua blue. And then I saw some orange in there. All right, so you're vibrating, that's how I'm gonna read you, out of blue with some splashes of orange. Okay. Okay. All right, so when I look at your space, you have like a thin color that comes over your space, and it is blue as well. It's a very thin kind of, you can kind of see through it. It's kind of cloudy looking, but very thin. It's very pretty. Um, the words that I'm hearing are chaos and scrambling are over. Um, Okay, so that's how it was put. Chaos and scrambling are over. And what I'm feeling like is that I know there were some health opportunities that were presenting themselves, which was giving you a little bit of brain fog. And I feel like that is just recognizing that. The iridescence of it, it feels like it is moving out, moving away. I see a darker version of this bluish color at your ankles, like below your knees, maybe mid calf and downward to your feet, ankles, you know, it's covering that part. And that part still is keeping you stuck. You're still stuck in one place with that. Um, but the rest of you, it has kind of like dissipated that stuck energy, that place where you were bound. So the rest of you is not stuck there anymore. You are, you know, freer. I'm hearing the words, you are in more bliss. Okay. All right. And so I'm hearing not to clear this energy away because you're coming out of it. I'm hearing you are where you're supposed to be right now. I'm hearing that you're not actually stuck. It's clearing itself. You haven't been able to move, but it's still telling me not to clear this off your feet. So when I speak with you, remind me to look at that again to see what's going on there. We may want to do an energy check maybe in a week and see where that is, because it's on like a self-cleaning and self-dissipating. So let's take a look at that in like 1 week and see if the feet are cleared off, because it just is. I'm just hearing that it's just going through a slow process. So I'm not to clear that off for you. I'm hearing that it can't be too rapid. Okay. Rapido. I don't know if rapido is a word for rapid in another language, but that's how I heard the word. Okay. All right. So they don't want it to be too rapid. You're already going through a healing process. Making it too rapid would not be good, would make you sick. So you can't come to full you again. Okay, so now I'm hearing that it's been 6 years since you were being engulfed by an energy. About 6 years ago, you started being engulfed by an energy that was basically taking you to a stuck place. All right. So anyway, that has nothing to do with the relationship. I'm just reading your energy right now and telling you what I see. All right, I'm not going to get too deep in that because we definitely have to go into the relationship. I'm going to look at his energy now. Okay, so when I look at him, I see all darkness. I hate to say that, but I do see all darkness, and it's going through him. So it's not just in front of him, it's going through him. So it's all darkness going through him. And like, okay, so like this is the body, it's going up like this, all the way up, all the way up, okay? Yes, it is going through his spiritual cord. These people, they're stuck spiritual cords. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so the words I'm hearing: stuck, unfulfilled, unbeliever, stuck in his ways. I'm hearing he could have been awesome. I feel like I'm hearing from your ancestors because they're helping us today. I don't know why I'm taking these notes for you, because you can read this. Okay. Okay. So I'm hearing he could have been awesome. Let's see. Okay. I'm hearing that he went down a wrong track. He made a decision. He went down the wrong way. Lost his way. He lost his way. From fear. He made a decision out of fear and he lost his way. I feel pain in the back of my head at the base of my neck. I feel a pain right here. This would be here where he has a pain or something going on. But it was a pain body that hit in my neck. Let's see what that's from. Okay, I'm not doing healing on him, so I'm not going to read what it is. But there is something going on there. It is associated. It's not even associated with up here. It's associated with his lower back that hits around the second chakra. Yeah. So I don't know why it's coming up there. I'm hearing a remembrance. Of something when he was younger. All right, so I'm not doing healing on him. So anyway, so he's got this dark energy going on up there. He is not an evil person. Okay, there's just a dark energy that permeates his being. He's not into wellness, he's not into healing. I'm hearing that he's never healed himself. I'm hearing that he's nonchalant, cavalier, and lackadaisical. Okay, those are things that I just heard, characteristics. Your ancestors are saying that they're not really into him for you. All right, so let me just look at what y'all look like together. Okay, so I'm going to draw, when I look at relationships, I often look at roses. So I'm going to show you what this looked like. And I don't draw well, okay? Okay, don't laugh at my drawing. Okay, so this is what I saw. So let's say this is the stem of a rose, right? So down here, I see where there was a nice connection. I'm asking if this is a rose for, okay, this is a rose for now, because you guys have a history. So this rose is not for the past. This rose is for now, this time doing this relationship. So this is the beginning of the relationship. Wow. And this is what I was saying at the beginning. So this is like the first maybe 90 days. And then it went like this, you know, big separation. So they was really tight, really tight. Then there was a separation. This separation is for a little longer than y'all were tight. And then there's a connection, and then there's a dissipation. So I feel like you may, okay, so what I heard was there will be some kind of conversation or something, and then it's gonna just dissipate and you all will go separate ways. This is you over here. You will go way away from this relationship. He will not do it like you would do it. You're gonna be done, and he's not. All right. He's a little stuck on stupid, like stupid. I know that was not nice, but anyway, let's see. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I feel like you guys are in this period right here. So y'all are kind of together, kind of not in here. This is where I feel you all are now. I feel like y'all already did this part. I feel like you're in here now, and then there's gonna be some little talk or something, and then I don't know, and then y'all gonna dissipate. Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so let me show you the first card that jumped out, and then I'm gonna do some more reading on you guys. So this is the first card that jumped out, and it is Storm Warning. And I was like, oh, okay, Storm Warning. Let's look at the card first. Okay, so in this card, it's like some pillars. One of the pillars are down, and then there's this storm. There are lightning bolts. It looks like maybe lightning or something struck one of the pillars and they're down. The storm looks like a tornado, but there's lots of lightning. Okay. Okay, so I feel like the storm is confusion, and I'm going to turn this down. I feel like the storm is confusion, and your the storms are inside. I feel like there's a storm inside of you. I feel like he is lackadaisical. Some of the words that were described, but in you, there's a storm. So you carry it like there's no storm. You carry it like it's very peaceful, but there is a storm inside of you. Okay. So, yeah, I feel like there is a storm going on. Okay. So let me look and see what they said. Clouds on the horizon. That's what this card means. Clouds on the horizon. Upright, in the upright position, this card indicates a potentially difficult, a potentially difficulty. What? This card indicates a potential difficulty, either in the external world or within yourself and your emotional life. Okay, so like I said, it was within you. Okay, the difficulty is coming closer, and you may have already heard rumblings or potential problems around you. The caution here is to be conscious yet not fearful. Consider what's going on and look at the situation with calm clarity. Investigate your options and honor yourself and your intentions. Stand up for yourself and take action on your own behalf. As with all difficulty, even the worst storm passes. Always remember you have the power and the wisdom to handle whatever may come your way. All right. And then the affirmation. So you would repeat after me here. I have the power to overcome any obstacle. No matter what is going on, I can be strong, confident, and self directed. And I'll say it again. I have the power to overcome any obstacle, no matter what's going on. I can be strong, confident, and self directed. Okay, so that's the affirmation for that one. So I do agree with that. That there is a, you know, emotional confusion, but you're not confused. I told you that. You already know what I'm going to tell you right here. Okay. You just want some validation from what you already know. Okay, dokie. So yeah, storm warning, clouds on the horizon. Yeah, there you go. The next card that I fell out was Door to Romance. Door to Romance. This is the next card that jumped out. And let's see, what do I see? I see a bird cage with a heart and a key. The key is hanging next to the bird cage. It's in like an opening, like a window type of thing. When you look out, there's like grass and there's like a little pond, and there are little hearts floating around. I see, what's that over there? Yeah, those are hearts too. Yeah, there are hearts floating all around. Some are floating to the ground. It's a little ottoman or a little bench thing that you could sit on over to the side. So what does this mean to me? I feel like your door is open for romance, but I feel like the key is not in the door opening it up, you know? So for you, I feel like although the door is open for romance, your mate who you are to be with in this lifetime has not taken the key to unlock that door yet. That's kind of how I feel where you are right now. It's open. There's still someone there for you. I don't feel like it's this guy. You know, this guy was good for what? A short period of time. He's good for what, 90 days or so? And now, you know, he hasn't been able to come back, you know, and, you know, uh, um, a young lady told me one time that her grandmother told her that you should pay attention in your relationships. You know, first she said that the way, like, look at how a man treats you, and the first 90 days are easy. Let's see how he does after that. You know what I'm saying? So, and I can't remember what her grandmother actually told her about that, because I feel like she told her a few things, so a few things ran through my head just now. So I was like, wait, what did she say? Okay, but one of the points that she was making was that, you know, anybody can be on their P's and Q's for 90 days, but then how do they treat you after the 90-day little honeymoon period is over? How do they treat you after that, you know? And, you know, you have a history with this gentleman. How did he treat you in the past? You know, that's why sometimes it's not the best thing to go back to a old relationship, even though it might feel so awesome in the scenario. You know, you feel like, oh my God, it must be meant to be. He's back. But maybe he's back because you didn't learn your lesson the first time. So maybe you're getting another dose of it to see if you learn your lesson this time. Oftentimes we may go back to things because, you know, maybe we were made to feel like we weren't good enough, you know, and then maybe we want to do it again, try it again or whatever. And we don't realize that we were actually made to feel like we were not good enough and that we are good enough. And so maybe, you know, you need to pay attention and love yourself the most. You know, that's what I say. I love myself the most. You know, when I look at relationships and 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 you know, you find yourself giving, you have to check yourself, you know, because really, who do you love the most? This guy, you know, or do you love yourself the most, you know? And sometimes we're given little lessons so that we can remember who we are and remember how much we love ourselves. And if you love yourself the most, you wouldn't allow yourself to be treated less than or to be made to feel like you're not good enough. You know, like sometimes you could think of how you would treat your children or how you would treat a family member, or if your girlfriend was in the same scenario, what advice would you give to your girlfriend? Would you ask your girlfriend to stay in the situation? Or would you be like, girl, you better say, boy, bye. You know, boy, bye. You know, there's this little movie called Boy, Bye. You know, would you say, boy, bye? Or would you tell your girlfriend, oh, no, you should stick it out? Like, what advice would you give somebody else in the same scenario that you're in? You know what I mean? So when you love yourself the most, the universe is going to give you what you deserve. You know what I mean? So I would say, you know, in a situation like this, it might be better to release and let go. You know, I don't feel like your ancestors want you to be with him. At least that's what they whispered earlier in this session, that they're not really feeling him. And I'm hearing them say it was good that he went away the first time. I'm hearing them say he made you feel messed up the first time. I'm hearing them say that you internalized it and you kept moving, but it really hurt. And when he came back, you know that he really hurt you. You've let it go because you let everything go. But I'm hearing he doesn't get a second chance to do that again. They, they're like against that because he wasn't right the first time. They feel like he doesn't treat you right. They feel like he doesn't cherish you. He's not cherishing you. He's not cherishing your relationship. One of the questions was, why haven't hasn't he introduced you to his children? So let's ask that. One of the things that I'm hearing is it's not that serious. So in his eyes, the relationship is not that serious to be introducing you to folk. So while I was in my head, I also asked about family, because I know you know the family, but you haven't seen the family in these months. So why is that? Um, he's not feeling like this relationship is that serious. He's not seeing it the way um, you all might have thought it was going to be when y'all first got together. So let's see. Okay. So he hasn't taken you to some of the places that he goes to that you would like to go to. I'm not going to name the place because you know what I'm talking about. But he hasn't taken you there. What I'm hearing is shame, guilt, and that's not about taking you to the places, but I'm hearing that he has shame and guilt. So he holds on to the shame and guilt from the past. He didn't make amends. He hasn't apologized. I don't think he's apologized for what he did in the past. He carries shame and guilt from that. Okay. I'm hearing that that will manifest health wise. I'm sorry. Like I'm hearing stuff I ain't even saying it out loud. So I'm hearing that that shame and guilt will manifest in health opportunities. So he would need to start addressing healing himself, releasing shame and guilt, doing what he needs to do to take care of that, whatever he's feeling shameful or guilty about. He needs to release that. Okay, so where I feel that showing up in my body is across my upper back, like right across here. Like if this were in my back, it's right across here. So that's in the fifth chakra area. So he needs to come clean and speak his truth. And it sounds like apologize, talk about it, have a conversation about it. But this is all on him, and this reading is not for him. This is for you. But I'm just letting you know that those are some first steps in releasing the shame and guilt, is to come clean and talk about what he feels shameful and guilty about. I'm hearing the word haughty, egotistical. So it feels like he might not even come forward and say anything, honestly. I'm not sure he's going to deal with that. Okay. All right. We were going to read Door to Romance. So let's see what Door to Romance is talking about. New beginnings in love. When, whether you're looking for a new relationship or just more love in the relationship you're in, this door with a heart, this door with a heart open. Wait a minute. Okay, the reason why I'm stopping right here is because I'm trying to remember, was this card in reverse or was this card upright? Because I can't remember if it was reversed or upright, and I'm kind of feeling like it was reversed. I'm gonna read reverse first and then I'm gonna go to upright. Okay, this card reverse indicates a delay or disappointment where love is connected. In a present relationship, it could also be a sign of distance or separation. For some, the door to love may seem to have been shut for a long time, but the energetic universe is always in a state of flow and flux. Knowing this, you can work on making changes in your daily life that will bring more love into your life experience, into your love experience. More life. You can bring more love into your experience. Remember to make yourself and your own happiness a priority. Make yourself and your own happiness a priority, okay? The law of attraction. That's what you're going to focus on. Making yourself and your love your priority, okay? Your happiness and love. That's going to be your priority, not some old non-Negro, whatever. Okay, encourage yourself and always acknowledge how valuable and deserving you are of receiving your own love and that of others. Okay, encourage yourself and always acknowledge how valuable and deserving you are of receiving your own love and that of others. That need to be the affirmation right there. You know what I mean? Because, and that's the issue with so many freaking people, okay? I've had the issue too, okay? I don't anymore, but I did, you know what I mean? And sometimes, like, everybody might have their own issues, okay? I know my issue was that, you know, I had the missing daddy syndrome when I was a kid. You know what I mean? You know, he came back into my life, but when I was a kid, it was this no call, no show thing all the time. So he showed me that I didn't deserve, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't deserve to have a dad that would come pick me up when he said he was coming. You know what I mean? Like, he stood me up all the time. I had my bags packed, and I remember this is a little girl, you know what I mean? I would have my bags packed. I'm supposed to go to daddy's house for the weekend, and that joker wouldn't even show up. Like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? But what did that show me? That showed me that, you know, a Negro could do whatever the hell they want to do. You know, what did I ain't deserve love? That's what it showed me. You know what I mean? Oh, he stood me up. Oh, I'll give him 3 chances. What the hell? Did somebody get 3 chances and stand your ass up? Huh? You know what I mean? Why? Why? We give people so many chances. Why? Because we don't realize that we deserve love. We don't realize that we are valuable because somebody showed us when we were young that we weren't. Okay? All right. That might not be your issue. That was mine. There are many reasons why people have these type of issues and they don't realize how valuable they are. You know, there may have been some kind of trauma, you know, but you are valuable. I don't care, you know, whatever trauma has happened in your life. I don't care. You know, a man should love you for who you are. Whatever, you know what I mean? I don't care what kind of health challenge you may have had. Maybe you might have been a little different. What, you only gonna love me when I'm perfect? You know what I'm saying? He should love you in whatever way you are. So as you start to grow and become better and better and better, screw that Negro. Shoot. Well, he gonna come around when you look like a Barbie doll, you know, when you got a fake, you ain't gonna never have no fake hair. You know what I mean? So whatever. Anyway, you know, because we think that's what he likes, so whatever. Anyway, let's go back to this. Such choices in your attitude and self-treatment will shift any old energy of what? Dismissal. Okay. Such choices in your attitude and self-treatment will shift any old energy of self-dismissal. Okay. Changing your core consciousness and all that you attract. Okay. So once you start realizing how valuable you are, and you know you're valuable, you know that. You do. Okay. You already know this. So, but once you start living it, Once you start living like you're valuable, because you ain't living like you're valuable right now. Once you start living like you're valuable and stepping into your truth and taking your power back instead of giving it away, once you start doing that, you know, your everything is going to shift. All right. So it talks about self-dismissal. So, and that a lot of women do that. They dismiss themselves and they give. And then when it's your time, those jokers be out. You know, they go to the next girl. That's what they do. You know what I mean? You be giving, and then a dude will go pick somebody else who don't give them nothing. Okay, that's who they want. Some garbage. So you know, a man might not know your value. You got to know your value though. You know, and you can't be a doormat. Not saying that you're a doormat, but a lot of women treat themselves as a doormat, and they have to release that and know that they are valuable. So one thing you could do to just remind yourself that you're valuable is write it. Write, I am valuable. I love myself the most. Okay? You can love the dude, okay? Or the dudette, you know, depending on who's watching. I mean, you can love, you know, you can love your mate, but you gotta love yourself the most. If you don't love yourself the most, you're not going to respect yourself the most. You're not going to value yourself the most. And then anything will come your way. You know, coming back to the card, the law of attraction. If you don't value yourself, why should he? All right, ladies. If you don't value yourself, why should he? If you don't respect yourself, why should he? He going to get that and go. Okay? And I'm not necessarily talking to you. Okay. Alrighty. So tell the universe you're ready for real love because you're finally willing to give it to yourself. So get back to loving yourself the way you know how to, but you already love yourself, girl. You walk yourself through this foolishness that I'm telling you right now, because I'm only telling you what you already know. So you already know all of this. Now you got to step into it, okay? Because the lesson here is to act like you value yourself. You know, if you valued yourself, then you would say goodbye. You would say, boy, bye. You know, if you valued yourself, and you should value yourself in whatever state you are in. I don't care what you look like. And this is to all ladies. I don't care if you're fat, skinny, tall, short, you know, big gut, big butt, you know, big boobies, fat jiggly arms, bony. I don't care. I don't care how much you like what your body looks like or not. You just gonna value it because that's yours. That's your body. That's the body that you're in. You know, that spirit incarnated into that body, and it's doing what it do. You know what I mean? So, you know, I love, you know, I weigh more than I normally weigh right now. I weigh more than I've ever weighed in my life right now. But, you know, I'm just like, I still love me. You know what I mean? I might not like some of the bigger parts of me, but I still love myself. I still be naked in the mirror, jumping around, dancing around like I'm silly, because that's me. I do that. You know what I mean? I do that every day. Every time I get out the shower, I get you down, I be dancing around like I'm simpleton, you know, and jiggling around and stuff. Because you know what? When I used to be bony, I used to crack up laughing because you know how people could jiggle their body and stuff, and how girls, like, they do the twerk and stuff. Well, when I was younger, I don't think they called it that, but I used to just call it like jiggling their butt and stuff, right? I know this is off left field, right? But I never could do that because I had such an athletic build. I was so tight that my butt didn't jiggle, right? And I had no boobies. My boobies didn't move, right? So with a little bit more weight, things move a little bit more, right? So, but anyway, so yeah, I might not like that some of me jiggles a little bit, but I still enjoy myself and I still enjoy my body jiggle here and there and all. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy it. You know what I mean? Yes, I want to release a few pounds. Yes, I do. But you know, whatever. I'm gonna enjoy me the way whatever I look like. You know, if I get brain fog, you know, sometimes people get brain fog. I know I did a session, I did a video the other day, and oh my God, I was having brain fog out the yin yang. It was like the thoughts were like, leave, come back, leave, come back. I was like, what's up with these thoughts? But I was having brain fog. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean? People are people. You're gonna have different situations, but your mate should be there and should love you with all your imperfections. That's the one thing I liked about John Legend's song about your perfect imperfections. I was like, I like that. Perfect imperfections. That's me. I have perfect imperfections, and I want somebody to love me for all of me. Love the quirks, love the imperfections, and love the things that you like. You know what I mean? Love it all. Love me for me and who I am, you know? So anyway, another thing is if you have to be talking to yourself too much about a relationship, if you have to be asking yourself too many questions, then you already have your answer. You already have your answer. The answer's in the question. If you have to keep saying, well, why this and why that? I wonder why this. I wonder why that. Ooh, that was interesting. I wonder. If you got to keep asking, bye, boy, bye. Okay? All right. So, right, I am valuable. I love myself the most. You know, I would get yellow pieces of paper and get red ink pens, like a red big old Sharpie, and I would affirm things on the piece of paper, and I would tape it to my wall. At one point, I had a whole section of my wall that looked like it was wallpaper with yellow pieces of paper with red writing all over it. And I would affirm these things. So every day when I would wake up and I would say my prayers and I talk to my ancestors, and then I would stand up and I would affirm different things that were on my wall, because these were my affirmations that I would speak out into the universe. Because what you focus on, that's what you're going to attract to you. And now with that said, what you focus on is what you attract. So I focus on that, you know, and I don't do that anymore. I don't have a whole wall for affirmations anymore, but I still write in my journal from time to time. I thank my ancestors for different things that I am very, very grateful for. You know what I mean? So I affirm what it is I desire. I affirm things that I don't have yet. You know what I mean? I thank my ancestors for things that haven't arrived yet, because I already know they're coming. You know what I mean? I can feel it. They coming. Hey! So anyway, so the affirmation for this particular card for Door to Romance is, and repeat after me, as I open the door to my own self-love, I attract more and more loving tenderness to me. I'm gonna read it again. As I open the door to my own self-love, I attract more and more loving tenderness to me. And that's the affirmation for that one. So that's where we're going to be right now. We're going to open the door to self-love. So we're going to love ourselves the most. Treat yourself to something that you love, to something that makes you feel good. You know, just say, oh, I love me some me. Okay. Say, I love me some me. I love myself, honey. Okay. Because the more you love you, the more of you will receive of others loving you. Okay. If you don't love yourself, if you are depressed, not that you are, because you're not depressed. You're handling this whole situation quite well. I love it. You know, I love it, because it's like you're watching yourself going through this process. It's kind of like you're very present. You're in a movie. You're watching the thinker watching the thinker. You're watching as all this stuff is going on. And that happens with maturity and with, you know, just getting mature in your development with your higher self, you know? So I love watching you grow through this experience, even though I know it don't always feel good and it often hurts your feelings. Okay. And ladies, I'm not telling you, and I'm talking to all ladies now, just because your feelings get hurt don't mean you have to say boy bye, okay? Because men and women are different, especially if you're in a male-female relationship, okay? Because men and women are different. And we see things differently. I mean, I know Kato and I did this Mars and Venus series where we would talk about a card, and we would talk about the male perspective and the female perspective on this card. And he and I really differed in how we thought about each topic, you know? So men and women are very different. We're two different species. I mean, no, not two different species, but we're different, you know what I mean? So there are gonna be times as you are growing in a relationship where you might accidentally hurt each other's feelings. It might, they might, you know what I mean? You might hurt each other, and you just have to own up to that and be open to apologizing and changing that behavior. You know, if you see that you're doing a behavior that is hurting someone else, then fix that, work on that. You know, you should work on yourself. You know, relationships are about working on yourselves and working on each other together, you know, but you first got to be working on yourself, you know? So, and that's the thing about this gentleman. I don't feel like he's ever worked on himself, like personal development wise, no. And health wise, no. He has not worked on his body. That's why he's more inclined to get some type of an ailment, because he has not worked on himself. So I would say, you know, that's something to take a look at. And one thing that I do when I coach people, relationship coaching, is I want you to write down the qualities that you would desire in a mate, and write down 100 qualities. So you may have to keep a little journal with you, because it's not very easy to write down 100 qualities that you would desire in your mate. And you have to write it in the positive. So like, you don't want to say, I don't want somebody who smokes, you know, because I don't like that. I don't like smokers. I think it tastes nasty. And like when you're kissing, that is nasty as hell. I'm like, not, you know, because I'm not a smoker. I don't enjoy that taste. It's like disgusting. So like, I don't want to be with a smoker. And then like somebody that's hooked on marijuana, like when they're pasty tasting, like it's like they're dehydrated or something. I don't like that. And I don't like people that are addicted to something. So you don't say it like that. You know, you would say, like, one of mine was that, and I did mine years ago. One of mine was that my man loves his lungs. He loves having healthy lungs. I know how to say it. But I didn't know how to say, I don't want to deal with a smoker in a positive way. You know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, he has to love having healthy lungs. No black lungs over here. But anyway, so write everything in the positive, like, you know, in the positive. And then after you do your list of 100, pick out your top 25. And I remember dating this guy, and this guy chased me for like 4 years before I would date him. And I finally dated him, and then he acted like an asshole. I was like, this dude is whack, right? And I mean, the relationship was just stale and whack. And for somebody who chased me for so long, like the way he acted in the relationship was like, was it just about the chase? Because you sure enough dropped off right afterwards. So anyway, but I was wondering, why is it that I am not even enjoying this relationship? And then I pulled out my list, and I was like, well, let me sort this long list. And so I broke down the top 25. And lo and behold, he did not make one of the top 25. That's why I wasn't happy. Because this dude He wasn't fulfilling me. He just was a piece of eye candy. He looked good, but that was about it. Okay. I mean, and he was well endowed and couldn't even use that joker. Okay. That was boring. How the hell you got it going on and can't even use the joker? Okay. Joker didn't even do nothing for me. It's like, wow, that's really interesting. The whole experience was just like blah. Okay. So anyway. That's because he didn't even meet the top 25. So do that. Do your little list and break down the top 25. And when you start dating somebody, when you're in that little honeymoon period, see if they're meeting that top 25. See if they're meeting anything. Okay. And if they're not, you might need to think about that. Because and don't get too caught up, because women, they get so caught up and then they forget all about the list and they be living in Hopeville. They be wishing he gonna change. They be, oh, well, I see potential. Fuck a potential. What the motherfucker doing now? Okay? Because you can't marry potential. Because he may never reach that. What you got right now? Do you love what you dealing with right now? Do you love who you have right now? If you don't, bye-bye, boy, bye. Okay? Because they may never be what their potential. How many people you know that reach their fullest potential? Most people don't, because they don't know how. So, and don't be living in Hopeville. He does this, but it's all right. And hoping that that's going to change, and just stop. You know what I mean? It's not about what you hoping for. What do you have right now? You know what I mean? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Because you're going to have to accept this person with all of that. Because they may never work on themselves. That's one of my things. My person has to be open, to new things, open-minded. I'm not into closed-minded people, but, and it has to have been into working on self, I don't want to be the first exposure you have to starting to work on yourself. Work on yourself, because that's part of life, part of relationships, part of knowing who you are. Got to work on yourself. Who are you? And so anyway, so write down what you like. I know I went all over the place with that. Okay, so daughter romance. Okay, so then the next card that I pulled was broken heart. So I'm feeling like with this card, like this card has a dark wound, and I feel like that's when he broke your heart before. And there's some shatters in it. I feel like if you stay in this relationship and get into him, your self-worth would be lowered. You wouldn't continue having high self-worth, high self-esteem. It would be lowered. He would lower your self-worth, especially as you continue to grow and your health continues to get better and better and better, and you become that person that you were before you had the illness, because that's right around the corner. You being all the way there is right around the corner. And I'm not feeling like he's going to be able to deal with that, because you're going to be too strong, and your mind is very different from his. Your thoughts and beliefs are very different from his. They're not even opposite his. Like, they're just totally different, and I know that kind of would mean opposite, but to stay with him, with moving into who you are becoming, he would be that person that would subconsciously try to lower your self-worth so that he can still remain a man. Okay. So, because his ego would be carrying him. And that's why he likes the superficial stuff, the Barbie dolls, the eyelashes, the fake hair, the highfalutin, Not saying that that's highfalutin, but that's his style. His style is like looking like a Barbie doll, like looking like, how some people get their hair done every week and got the nails and the lashes and the fake everything, not that there's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? A lot of that looks very nice. I have no problem with it. I've had wigs, lace fronts, I've had lashes, you know, I used to model. I had to wear lashes. When I record, sometimes I wear lashes. I like lashes, you know. So there's nothing wrong with all of that, Sometimes the lashes are a little bit much, They'd be like, oh, we're out here, like saying hello. You like the lashes be saying hello, hello. The lashes be talking to you. But anyway. So anyway, let's see. Broken heart. Let's see what it says. That's what I say about broken heart. But let's see what the book says and what your affirmation says. Grief and loss is what it says. This card shows a heart broken open, revealing darkness, emptiness, and a grief-filled tear. That was you from the past. But I feel you buried that, because I feel you were so strong that you buried that and moved on. But I feel like it really hurt your heart, and it's still with you. And I feel like that's why, even after almost a year of being with him again, y'all rekindle, and almost a year, you're not all into him. Like, the stuff that he is doing doesn't crush you, is because your heart's still broken from before. You know what I mean? So you haven't let him in all the way. And I'm glad you have. And thank you, ancestors, for protecting that heart. Okay? It ain't closed down, but it's protected, because your ancestors already know he ain't no good. Not that he's a bad guy. He's just no good for you. Okay? All right. Because they already know where you're going. And he doesn't fit there. All right. The hurt may be from long ago, or it may be the pain from a more recent event. Either way, a deep healing is called for now. Vent your feelings and release the person or situation involved. Affirm that you are reclaiming your power and peace of mind. Open your heart to the light of divine love and healing, and have compassion for yourself through this difficult process. And thank God it's not difficult for you right now. But definitely take your power back and eventually stop going around, because I don't know what it's doing. I mean, I guess you can get a little piece at one time. Maybe he could be the plumber, I guess. I don't know. But I don't even know if I would do that. You know what I mean? Because energy is there's a transference of energy every time you're intimate with somebody, and you even could transfer spiritual stuff, back and forth when you're intimate with people. You could get a sexually transmitted demon. People don't know about that, but you can. There are sexually transmitted demons. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, that's a whole nother story. And I'll have to tell y'all about my experience with a sexually transmitted demon. All right. So, and let me write that down so I don't forget to tell y'all that story at another time. But anyway, so I forget what I was saying, but it's definitely time to just release. Oh, I was saying that I was happy that you're not all broken up about this situation, but eventually let's let this go. Okay, so now the affirmation, repeat after me. I release the pain of the past and live with compassion for myself. Love heals and renews me now. I release the pain of the past and live with compassion for myself. Love heals and renews me now. Now, right now. I always claim everything in the now, right now, not within a week, because, spirit don't know time. Shoot. In the Bible, what, a day was a period of 1,000 years, I think? Shoot. You better say now, okay? You be saying, well, tomorrow, shoot, tomorrow could be 1,000 years from now. You better say now. Everything you want to affirm, you say now. No, no, now. All right, now the last card that popped out was deceit. Deceit. All right, let's see what this looks like. All right, so it's a guy, and he's got dark circles, dark shadows under his eyes, and he looks like very deceitful. Look at his eyes. Can you see that? Can you see that? Looks deceitful. All right, so he has something in his hands. Looks like cards or something. But then there are these things. What the hell is? I have no idea. I have no idea what these things are under his fingers. Like, they look like coins. Like, I really am at a loss. I have no idea what this is. But it looks like he has cards or something in his hands. There's a candle in the back. There's curtains behind him and around him. He just looks devious. He has man hands, but his face looks like he could be a man or a woman. So yeah, I have no idea what that is all about. This picture. All right, so deceit. What I'm feeling from the deceit card. Okay, I feel like the deceit is, okay, so I feel like there's a deception, because I heard that the word that I should be using is deception. I feel like the deception is in his feelings. He's not showing up. He's not showing up as who he really is. And he's not, because I feel like the deception is on his part. I feel like he's not, but I'm hearing that some of the deception is on your part too. Okay, so for him, he's not showing you or telling you what he really thinks about things. Sometimes he does, but a lot of times he doesn't. So he leaves you wondering. I feel like he's pretending. I feel like he's pretending that this is what he wants, and he's not doing a good job of pretending. He's not doing a good job of acting like this is what he wants. I feel like he's going through the motions. I feel like he's actually going through the motions, waiting for the next thing to come. I feel like that is one of the reasons why you don't go to some of the things that he goes to, because the women that he really likes, that he really would be into, they might show up as something like that. He's also superficial. He knows that he's not that into this. He knows that. And that's part of the deception. And I'm feeling like the shame and guilt keeps him from saying it this time. So it's kind of like he doesn't want to say it. It's really a repeat of the past. It is. You know, there's a book, He's Not That Into You. He's Just Not That Into You. They actually made a movie out of it afterwards. Um, I remember reading that book when I was younger, and I was like, this is a good ass book. Because sometimes, ladies, we have to realize when a man is just not that into you. And they show you. They show you. When they're not into you, they show you. You know what I mean? But you be living in Hopeville. You know, that's what we do. We live in Hopeville. Hoping it's going to change. Hoping it's going to get better. Hope, 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 hope. Keep it hope alive. When you need to say, boy, bye. Okay. So, yeah, that's where the deception is. I feel like, okay, so that's what it is on his part. On your part, the deception is in your failure to speak your truth and in your failure to just leave. That's where your deception is. You playing a role like it's okay and you good and you ain't. You're not good. So that's where your deception is. Kind of feels like he's doing a similar thing. Did what I just say about him and you, did that sound alike? Neither one of y'all are really speaking your truth about how y'all feel about this scenario. And so that goes back to the drawing of the rose. It feels like y'all are going to have a conversation about what do y'all really want? And then there may be some deception in that. I feel like he ain't going to be truthfully honest. And then he may try, and then it's just going to dissipate. Because it's not right. It's not meant to be. When it ended before, it should have stayed ended. Because you've already learned the lesson. You already know that you're valuable. You had a little setback, but you already know you're valuable. And so now you need to just act like it. Okay? So act like you're valuable and, you know, sooner than later, release this. All right. So what does the deceit card mean? Hidden tactics, manipulation. Hidden tactics and manipulation. I think the card was upright. Okay. This card comes as a warning that there may be some deception going on in your life. The person hiding behind the curtain is likely someone you know or deal with either personally or professionally. The duplicity could be regarding a personal issue, like someone spreading rumors or disrespecting you to others. Or it could be a business matter where details are being hidden or even manipulated. Be aware of what is going on in your life. The man behind the curtain is holding a bag of something valuable. So, and that must be those gold things in his hand. Okay. The man behind the curtain is holding a bag of something valuable. So watch your money and your good name. And make sure that you have all the information you need to keep things honest and secure. I don't feel like that is your case. I don't feel like he's trying to take anything from you right now. I don't feel like he's trying to take anything from you at this time. Okay, so let's ask the question, could he become deceitful later? Like, let's say your situation changes a little bit. Could he become, could he come after your money or something, let's say? I'm still hearing no to that. Okay, so that's not you. Okay, a deeper layer of meaning may be that deception is actually coming from within. Is there something that you're lying to yourself about? Yeah. In this case, the bag of valuables may be holding things like self-esteem, happiness, and even leisure time. In this case, the bag of valuables may be holding things like self-esteem, happiness, or even leisure time. So maybe your self-esteem, your happiness, or even your time freedom are things that may be held in this bag behind his back? Because I do feel like, that's what we've been talking about your self-worth and that you are valuable. So maybe you're not living your truth. I mean, that's kind of how I feel. Is that how this is reading? I don't know. Maybe you'll get what that's supposed to mean, because I feel like that sentence relates to you. Even your leisure time, you know, you're now taking some time to yourself. Um, and you're getting to that point, but that was an issue because you were always giving yourself to everybody else. So anyway, okay, remember that the universe has a hard time sending you honoring experiences if your energy is shrouded in self-deceit. All right. Okay. So what I would say to that is that I really feel like I stand by what I shared earlier with the deceit being on both your parts. You hide um, how you really feel, or you don't express it. And you just be like, oh, okay, oh, really? Okay. And you're just watching, observing. But, at some point you need to say it out loud and let him know, yeah, these things really weren't cool. Um, and you're already reclaiming and taking your power back as far as having some time freedom. And I feel like you've been battling inside with that. It like been driving you bananas. So I'm glad that you're doing that. So the deceit, I don't know. I still go with what I said with the deceit part. Okay. All right. Now, your affirmation: I am honest with myself and others, and I attract great honesty, integrity, and support from the universe. I am honest with myself and others, and I attract great honesty, integrity, and support from the universe. All right, so that is it for this reading here. Maybe I'll pull one more card for you and just let it be real quick and brief. But I think you have your answers. Let me look at the questions again. As far as his intentions, I feel like he could meet someone else and move on. That's kind of how I feel. I don't feel like his intentions are there right now. I feel like he's already showing you his intentions. What you should focus on, yourself. Okay, there we go. All right, focus on yourself. Patience. Okay, I see this patience card. It has a clock and an angel. She's got a wonderful crown on her. She's in the snow. It's a beautiful card for patience. I just feel like it's time for you it's time for you. I'm just hearing it's time for you to move on. But patience, that don't sound like patience, does it? But at this point, if I were to say patience for anything, it would be to be patient with yourself and be patient with your process and know that everything is coming around in perfect timing. This is about timing. It was time. There are some things happening in your life right now that are amazing things, and this person is not going to be a part of that. This person doesn't deserve to be a part of the amazing things that are happening in your life. You are so valuable, and you deserve to be treated as such and appreciated, and you're not being appreciated or valued at all in this relationship. But let's see what patience means. Peaceful presence, letting go of desperation. Okay. Well, that maybe it is like desperation, because you know what, sometimes we stay in relationships because we're desperate, and we don't even realize we're desperate. You know what I mean? We want something so bad. I don't really know that it is you that wants something so badly, but it would be desperation to stay in that relationship, because you would be just staying in it just to say you were in a relationship, because it's not even like a relationship at this time. Y'all are like that little picture. Okay. This card shows a beautiful angel holding a clock in its stillness of winter. Her quiet, peaceful energy is telling you that it's time to release the old urgency and to look at things with a much clearer perspective. And that's what you're doing. That's what you were processing with me today. Okay. When this card is upright, it's telling you to relax and let go of the single-minded desperation that's been driving you. Don't try to force your will on only one option. When you think there's only one solution to satisfy your needs or to make you happy, you are blocking many other potential solutions from coming your way. Let go of the anxiety and be flexible. I'm not feeling that shit. Okay. Be patient, open, and creative. Choose to be peaceful in the present. Peaceful in the present. Definitely have to choose to be peaceful in the present. And it is not peaceful when your mind is wondering, I wonder why this, I wonder why that, I wonder why this, I wonder why that, And when you're wondering, the things you're wondering about are not high vibrating things. If you're doing all that wondering, you already have your answer. When you have when you have those questions, you have your answer. Look at what your questions are. You already have your answer. You know what I mean? If you have to wonder, I wonder if he likes me. I wonder if he feels that way. You already got your answer. Because if you have to wonder, then you obviously ain't feeling something. Okay. All right. Let go of the, okay. Be patient, open, and creative. Choose to be peaceful in the present. The universe has more options than you may be aware of. Quiet your mind, broaden your perspective, and let them come through. And we talked about that too, about meditating and tapping into your gifts. So we will definitely be working on that. Here's your affirmation. I pursue my goals with open receptivity. I am patient and flexible, willing to receive in many surprising and imaginative ways. I'm going to repeat it. I pursue my goals with open receptivity. I am patient and flexible, willing to receive in many surprising and imaginative ways. I say ashe to that one. Thank you. Thank you, ancestors, all of you.